I'm really not feeling great right now because of the vaccine, so I'm really trying to push through and create this video guide. Hello everyone, how are you today? Hope you're having a really good day so far. If you're new to my channel, my name's Taylor. I come to you from Baltimore, Maryland, and here on my YouTube channel, I feature content that's generally focused on knitting and spinning. I love to share with you the things that I'm making in real time in this longer format video. It used to be much longer. Now I edit out all my ums and uhs and pauses. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time to click on this video, to give me a little moment of your time here. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up though. It helps me so much in growing my channel here on YouTube. And if you do subscribe, you'll know when I have new content uploaded. I have been the last few weeks premiering my videos on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. I do anticipate keeping that trend going. So if you're here with me right now in the premiere, hello, I am so glad to see you in the chat. Thanks for being here. I am wearing today the finished Ducat sweater, which is a design by Kate Davies. It is a top-down raglan, which I knit using Elsa Wool's fingering weight woolen spun yarn that I purchased directly from their website in the light gray color. And I held together with, I continue to say e-cigar. I'm almost certain that is a complete improper pronunciation, so if you can help me with that in the comments below, please let me know. I use the colorway 6. It's a mohair silk lace weight yarn, and it made a gorgeous DK weight for this pattern. I modified the sleeves as I've mentioned previously, and I'm finally wearing it in a podcast video. I thought the sleeves might be a little too short. I was playing a little bit of a game of yarn chicken, but I think that they're exactly right. And I made it slightly cropped, but it does fit inside my overalls here. So far, I haven't had to tuck my sweater back into my pants, as sometimes I have to do with crop sweaters. But I think if I maybe reach my arms up overhead, that might be the tipping point there. So not very often that's necessary, and it's quite easy to adjust, so I'm not bothered by it. I really do like the way that this raglan shape lays over my shoulders and chest, and I like the shape and the drape, and I'm very satisfied with this project. Today's hairstyle is inspired by Ella Gordon. I was on Instagram this morning and saw her Instagram story about Fair Isle Friday, and I saw her hair up like this and I thought I need to try that, but I am going to take it down because it's starting to slide down my head and look a little bit more Leia than it did originally. This week I have to share the progress I've made on my Slipstravaganza Shawl, which is a pattern by Stephen West. Here you can see some of the progress I made on the Slipstravaganza. I've talked about this in the last couple videos. For the main color, I am using Barocco's 60% extra fine merino, 20% alpaca, and 20% yak. It is very drapey and gorgeous. I think that this yarn would make a great shawl, so I utilized it for this project. And a lot of the other yarns are my hand spun. I'm using a sock yarn I got in a knit crate 1 month for this pinkish color that I'm holding together with a skein of silk mohair from Ocean by the Sea. And I used that color for the striping in part 1 as well as part 2, and I've moved on to part 3 where you can see I'm knitting with some of my hand spun. This gray color here is my hand spun as well. I spun a bat of fiber that I prepared on my drum carder, and this is a natural gray fleece that I hand combed on my Valkyrie hand combs, and I spun both of those yarns into 2-ply. I have a third skein of hand spun I'm working into this pattern in section 3 that I can share with you guys. I am still holding this project in my vintage clutch that opens nice and stays open like that. This is the gray color I have already worked into this project. This is the one I am currently knitting from right now. And then I have a third spun from a cormo fiber that I naturally dyed from something I grew in the garden. It was some flower, maybe nettles, I'm not exactly sure. That is pretty exciting. I have so much hand spun I've just stashed away in these baskets on my wall for like way too long, and I decided I should use more hand spun than I originally planned for this project. Originally, I was going to use a skein from Joseph and Ani. It's their, The yarn is called Josephinani, but it is a skein of yarn made by Abundant Earth Fibers out of Washington State. This is the cinnamon colorway, and I really, really love this yarn, but I would like to knit this into something like a hat in the future. So I'm saving this for later. I'm not feeling super well. I'm really trying to project my voice right now, which is kind of exhausting. Last night, Brian and I did get our COVID vaccine booster shots, and I'm feeling it. I really am. My arms both hurt. I did get it in my left arm, but both of my arms hurt, and I feel like I have a cold. And when I'm sick, I am such a baby. I hate having a headache. I hate wondering why I have a headache, but I do know it's because of the vaccine, so my anxiety is a little more chill today, but I'm like pushing myself through this video right now. So if you can tell that I seem a little under the weather, that is exactly why. I have lost my swatch. If you could see the absolute disaster that this yarn room truly is, you would be shocked. If I haven't shown you yet in this episode, I show it off in every episode right now because I'm so in love with the designs in this publication. I am knitting this garment from the Shetland Trader Book 3 Heritage, and really excited to begin working on this more. I found my disaster swatch. I didn't even read the chart correctly on that last row of white, and I did the wrong pattern, which is fine because it's not the finished garment. I did meet gauge with this, so I'm going to continue forward on the suggested needle size, but I did throw away all of my ideas about how I was going to work in my contrast colors. I only worked maybe 2 rows of the darkest color before I realized that the contrast is not as high as I hoped it would be between those two. So I'm scrapping that plan. I'm using a lot of the same colors, but in different combinations. And I've settled on the contrast colors that I will be using for this project. I'm storing them in this adorable Knitting Nelly bag that I bought some time ago. I don't have the bands for these to tell you exactly which colors I'm using, but when the time comes that I create my Ravelry project page, I will update that by referencing my Jamieson and Smith color shade cards, because I did misplace all of these bands, so I don't really have any clue what colors they are at this point. But these are the colors that I'll be working with the main color, which I have here, and I'm knitting off of a cone. So you can see it's going to be a nice dark sweater with warm tones, and I'm really excited about this. I'm working still row 1. So there's no exciting progress to share with you on this one. I can't recall even if I went into depth on the making of the Slipstravaganza. Let me revisit this for a second, because I did finish part 2 and I've begun knitting part 3, and right between them it has you cast on a lot more stitches. So I had to move to a much larger cable to give you a sense of its shape, and I'll be knitting kind of like a gradient stripe with this, and then finish off with revisiting the pink color, I think later on. Maybe I might even drop the pink color in this project. I haven't decided yet. It depends, because I know I could make a great pair of socks with that yarn, and I might have a lot left over since I did introduce a kind of extra contrast color with this yarn here, only because using hand spun and knowing I don't have exactly 100 grams of each of them, I thought I might as well just introduce an extra color if it means there's no yarn chicken happening with this project whatsoever. So I'm really happy with how this project is turning out. Just this morning, I caked up a skein of yarn that I purchased at Rhinebeck this year. I've showed it in the past, of course, but this is a skein of yarn from Catskill Merino. It is a Saxon Merino yarn, which is a particular breed of merino that are super, super fine in their fiber. And I'm gonna knit Brian a hat. I think I'm gonna try to draft a new hat pattern for him and hopefully publish that rather soon. I've been getting a lot of wear out of my linked hat, which I love so much. I wear this a lot with my bright red puffer jacket. This is knit with Brooklyn Tweed's Arbor yarn, and it's this gorgeous cable design. And I want to make something for Brian that is similar, but maybe a little less detailed. I don't know. It doesn't look particularly feminine to me. In my mind, this is a very androgynous hat, being that it's kind of like you know, sporty, casual beanie style. But I want to make something very simple. So if someone is brand new to cables, they can start knitting cables without feeling like overwhelmed by the fact that it's the whole thing. This is something I've been getting a lot of wear out of the last week since the temperatures have really chilled down. I feel so out of sorts right now because did I already tell you I got vaccinated? I got my booster vaccine. I'm trying my very best right now. I think that the knitting talk might be over, so if you're only here for the knitting, I hope you have a great day. I want to share that I think I found my signature lip color. It is by NARS. I love their lip pencils and they last forever. The NARS pencil that I purchased is the color Take Me Home. I'm gonna wrap this video up very soon here because Brian and I do plan to go to Frederick, Maryland today and do some window shopping. Editing Taylor here. I really don't feel good and I'm gonna rest today with my avocado toast, and maybe we'll go to Frederick tomorrow. If we do, I'll try to take some footage for next week's video. I did forget to mention though, I spent some time this week decorating the house for the holidays, so I'll insert some footage of that here for you. I am slowly losing steam in this episode, so I apologize if I'm like slowing down. I just think maybe I should rest for a minute. Before I go, I did want to share with you guys a new hair product that I discovered. Some of you have been asking about my hair in recent videos, and I've been on this journey as of late to improve my hair styling because I'm just gonna be honest, when the holidays approach, I become increasingly depressed. If you don't know, if you haven't been watching my videos since a long time ago, I am somewhat estranged from my family. I don't keep close contact with them for my own well-being. I won't go into the details of that because who would really want to hear it? But I do struggle with anxiety and depression around the holidays especially, and how that manifests is I just kind of lose interest in taking care of myself. So knowing that that is on the horizon and already beginning with daylight savings time changing my routine up a lot, I decided that I was gonna trim up the ends of my hair, and a lot of you were really helpful in the comments of my previous videos suggesting a tutorial called, I think, the unicorn or the ponytail method, which I did. I looked it up on YouTube and I followed the tutorial where you basically pull all of your hair forward into a ponytail and then again with another ponytail holder, and then you cut it across so that when the hair lays back down, the back layers are cut very easily, and so that helped take some of the bulk out of my hair. But I felt like I wasn't done yet, and I discovered through, again, Brad Mondo, who gave me the curtain bang tutorial I followed previously. He talks about hair glossing, and even though I know he was probably selling his own product, I just went to Ulta and I found the most affordable box of hair gloss that I could find, and I'm really happy with the outcome. I thought I would share that with you since we kind of talk about hair here on my channel at this point now. I saved the box so you can see what the product looks like. It's in a cute little pink tube and it does have multiple applications to it, so I do anticipate getting several weeks of treatment out of this $15 purchase. And last night in the tub, I just combed it through my hair, let it sit for 15 minutes, and then rinsed it out. And I do feel like my hair is noticeably smoother, so that's really nice. I feel like since I cut my hair, I haven't really felt super comfortable wearing it curly because it was just kind of all over the place and very frizzy. It's like the attempts I was making to tame it weren't everything I thought they would be, and so I just kept trying more and more things. It started with the curtain bangs and then the layering and now hair glossing, and I feel like I finally reached this sort of happy place where I'm satisfied with the look of my hair right now. I've been straightening it a lot more, and this is the first day I haven't straightened it, so I feel like the hair glossing really helped boost my confidence in wearing my hair down like that. So that's my hair. But that is going to be it for this week's episode of the Thread to Mend podcast. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you want to find me on social media, my name is Taylor E. Owen on Ravelry, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find me on TikTok as Taylor Knits. And again, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day and that you take care.